Good evening, I'm Kim Christensen.
And I'm Kyle Clark. Donald Trump says he is coming to campaign in Aurora in the next 2 weeks. He's falsely claimed that city's been taken over by a Venezuelan gang and that getting them out will be a bloody story. Trump made the announcement during a rally tonight in New York. He said that he will go to Aurora and Springfield, Ohio in the next 2 weeks. The Trump campaign has falsely smeared Haitian migrants in Springfield, claiming that they are eating people's cats and dogs.
I'm going to Springfield and I'm going to Aurora. You may never see me again, but that's okay. Got to do what I got to do. Whatever happened to Trump? Well, he never got out of Springfield.
The Republican mayor of Springfield has pushed back on the idea of Trump visiting. No such pushback from Aurora Mayor Mike Kaufman, who is also Republican. I asked the city earlier today about the increasing likelihood of a Trump visit to Aurora, and the mayor's spokesman said they would work with any candidate's team to make it happen. Republican Congresswoman Lauren Boebert cheered the news today, saying that gang members are terrorizing residents and destroying the safety of communities. Today, for the first time in 4 years, the Federal Reserve cut its key interest rate.
9 News reporter Rachel Krause is in Denver. Rachel, this is big news for the real estate industry.
Yeah, and realtors here in Denver say they're already seeing mortgage rates drop. That's good news for folks looking to buy. When it comes to buying a home, realtor Amanda Snicker knows.
It's emotionally stressful, it can be financially stressful.
But the Fed slashing interest rates have a point. Could make navigating the real estate market a more pleasant experience.
I think it's good all around for everybody.
Mortgage rates have already been dropping as a result. And here in Denver, that cut could open up more options in a market that's often tight.
A lot of sellers are in a property with a lower interest rate and are having a hard time justifying selling a property with that low interest rate locked in, even if the home doesn't meet their needs anymore. And so as interest rates come down, that margin narrows for sellers and they're able to make a decision about their housing in a way that they haven't been over the last 2 years.
And while that drop in rates could create a surge in interest, Snicker says it likely won't be as wild a market as we saw just a few years back.
I'm hopeful that we aren't going to see quite the intensity that we saw during the pandemic years. We are seeing many properties with multiple offers and going under contract within the first weekend. So if you're looking at a property that's in a really prime location and it's in really great condition, you should be prepared that you could be in a competing situation.
Still, this interest rate drop from the Fed comes at the tail end of summer. She says that's typically a time where they tend to have more homes on the market. For folks who've been watching and waiting on when to buy, Snicker says this cut is carving out a window.
Yeah, it's a good little sweet spot where buyers are going to have a good amount of inventory to choose from and a little more affordability with the lower rates.
Snicker says typically interest in buying homes drops through the fall and the end of the year, but today's cut could boost demand. Now, affordable housing here tends to be in pretty tight supply, so she says if you are looking to buy or sell your home anytime soon, make sure you have what you need ready to go so you can act fast. Reporting live in Denver, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
Days are getting shorter. Last 7 p.m. sunset of the year in Denver is tomorrow. Thursday is going to be another warm, sunny day before things really take a turn on us this weekend, Lauren Robinson. That's when it happens.
That's right. And, you know, we've all been waiting for fall to finally get here, but the downside is our days are so much shorter. I know I don't look forward to those early sunsets, but it is what it is. Those winds have been gusting across the high country into the foothills and high country earlier this afternoon. Now they're finally starting to calm down a bit, coming in between 10 to 15 miles per hour in even the windiest areas. The Front Range and Eastern Plains, nice and calm right now. Now, as we take a look at our live radar, there's not going to be a whole lot to look at tonight because we're going to see clear skies, calm winds that will allow us to cool down quite a bit. So our overnight lows will actually drop into the 40s tonight, and that'll actually happen early tomorrow morning. That's when we get to our peak low. But we're going to see those temperatures cool down quite a bit tonight. The next few days, we're going to see some sunny, warm weather. These are going to be your days to get outside and do your outdoor activities before the rain showers move in Saturday into Sunday. I'll have more details on all of that in my full 7-day forecast.
A property owner started the Pearl Fire in Larimer County. That's according to the sheriff. The fire ignited on private property in the Crystal Lakes area Monday. The sheriff won't say how it started or if the property owner will face any charges. The fire has already burned about 130 acres and is 5% contained. Some mandatory evacuations were changed to voluntary evacuations this evening, but some people will need to spend a third night away from their homes.
You don't want to say, okay, everybody come back on in. It's looking good. It's only 130 acres like it's been. And then we get a strange wind event, strange weather event, and now we're having to ask you to leave again. So we don't want that to happen.
One outbuilding where that fire got started has been burned in the fire.
US 40s reopened in Routt County after a pretty good rock slide this morning. Giant boulders ended up on the road surface about 10 miles west of Steamboat. Fortunately, the road itself was not damaged. Workers were able to get it cleaned up this evening and reopened to drivers. The cleanup from yesterday's semi-crash on eastbound I-70 in Glenwood Canyon was delayed because CDOT crews moved up to that rock slide up north. All the eastbound lanes in the canyon, about 6 miles east of Glenwood Springs, will be closed to clear the debris. CDOT said today that could cause an hours-long closure. Not clear when that work is going to happen. For now, one eastbound lane is closed. No charges have been filed in a deadly crash involving a cyclist in Boulder County. CSP says Julianne Hurley was cycling southbound on US 36 near the intersection with Broadway Monday afternoon when the passenger side mirror of a truck, also going south, hit her. The 36-year-old died in that crash. Troopers say the driver of the truck stayed on scene and is cooperating with the investigation.
The fate of the King Soopers shooter will soon be in the hands of a jury. Today, the defense called its last witness in the trial of the man who killed 10 people March 22, 2021. He pleaded not guilty by reason of insanity. The jury will have to decide if he knew right from wrong when he acted that day of the shooting. Jurors get the day off tomorrow. They're going to be back in court Friday morning for closing arguments and to hear the instructions before beginning to deliberate.
A judge is going to hear the dispute over an apartment building in Boulder on Friday. The city tried to shut down Ash House on University Hill on Monday. The city says the property owner added extra bedrooms to that private off-campus housing without city approval. The judge granted a temporary restraining order requested by the property owner yesterday. Students were allowed to move back in while this order is challenged in court. The hearing was originally scheduled for next week. The court agreed with the city's request that they move it up to the end of this week. A space in Longmont is focused on supporting people who are fighting substance use and mental health issues.
It's been serving the community for 5 years, but there's a growing need. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch is here with more on what's next for the Longmont Recovery Cafe.
The Longmont Recovery Cafe has been a landing place for community acceptance and a path forward. The mission has been the same over the last 5 years, but where the connections are happening will look different soon. Addiction can feel like a losing game.
I think so much of our society is really struggling because they don't have places to belong.
But the Longmont Recovery Cafe puts people 2 steps ahead. Community is the focus.
Yeah, grab all the folks.
For Jen Jepson, cafe executive director.
We often see people who are at that intersection of trauma, mental health, substance use, alcohol use. And so we provide a safe place to land for people who are coming out of treatment or who are ready to explore sobriety or what recovery looks like to them.
The church basement at 4th and Kimbark has been the meeting place for casework management, discussions, and fellowship.
We are in this space filled with goodness and grace and generosity.
And growth. After 5 years, Jepson says the cafe has reached capacity, but the solution isn't too far away.
This is the outside of the building. Here we have 8th, here we have Main.
Last week, the cafe celebrated its new chapter.
This will be a full cafe space.
Its new building will include 5,000 more square footage, making room for a courtyard, kitchen, and meeting rooms.
To move it into a neutral space that is above ground then enables us to reach more people. When we get to be here, people can walk by and see what we do. People can go, oh, I like that. I want to be a part of that.
Putting a light on a community that deserves to be seen just as much as anyone else.
We have a challenge on our hands, but it's one I'm really excited about.
Jepson says the cafe uses ARPA funds from the city to keep the cafe running. It still needs additional funds to support the completion of the new space. The cafe will hold a fundraiser with that goal in mind before moving in by mid-2026. In the studio, Janelle Finch, 9 News.